Hey guys, welcome back. Working again on this hood of the 67 Fastback Cougar. Now, we got the outside done, the hole cut and the little shapes made for the coolant hoses. Now, what's left to do now is what you don't see. And for me, that stuff that you don't see so much is actually just as important as the stuff you do see. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Flip this camera around. Now, what I've had to do here is cut out the bracing here. This used to come down here and across here. You can see where I've ground the surface rust off. It had a brace that followed around here, went right across, and created a nice strong framework. So we've had to lose that to make way for the superchargers. So what I'm going to do is, I've already done the old CAD design, the cardboard assisted design, and made this flange. What I want to do is mimic this shape and take it along. We're going to have to go like out and around to miss these little, shapes for the hoses. So that's going to be like a continuation of this horizontal flange here. And then what I got to do is actually make a piece that's going to go in here like this. And get that all shaped in. And so then to give it that factory look. So when the hood gets opened, nothing's going to look like it's been hacked. It's been, it's going to look like it should, like Mercury would have made it. So I've got those done and cut out. I'm going to get this shaped up. So I'm going to put this little camera on a tripod and let you watch. All right, back in a second. Okay, so I've got my hands free now. Now, this extra little cutout, this shape here, that is to allow the hoses, the coolant hoses, to come kind of across like that. If we I thought initially about coming straight down, just a straight line down there. But the hoses would have interfered and that would have forced them into an angle they didn't want to be at. So I've cut that out. It's given us a little zig and a zag. And then it's a matter of got to shape this piece now to come down and meet that. So it's not too hard to shape a narrow strip like this just by hand. You just kind of give it an approximation and then start fine-tuning, and it's got to trim a little bit, work a little bit, so that kind of gives you an idea of what we're aiming for. Obviously, this hot thing, there's a lot to be trimmed off here yet, so just bear with me while I do that, and you'll hopefully get the idea. You can see we've got some gaps, and that's going to be a matter of trimming this up where we need it. You keep just basically nibbling away at it until you get it where you want it. And you really will appreciate, your good tin snips at this point. And it is going to take you it is going to take you a little bit of time and a little bit of patience. And that's okay. Okay, so we're kind of rocking here. We need to take a little bit there. So don't try and get it all right like first time. Just keep sneaking up on it. You will get it. You will get it, I promise you. So each time I'm putting it down there, it's just that little bit closer. So still a touch gappy here. Probably just a little bit more along there. Take one more little sneak at it and we'll be pretty close. Getting better. We've still got a gap here, so we've got to come down. Just take a little bit off there. And suddenly you'll go, wow, that actually doesn't fit too bad. But yeah. Gives you that. Now we have to roll this top edge. Now that is a little trickier, and we'll have to move over to the vise. And my famous shoe dolly, which I quite find pretty good for doing this stuff. So I'm just going to put a Sharpie down on the back of this. Really in the process of cleaning up. Now I have heard people on some different car shows talking about you only need, you don't need left and right tin snips. That's incorrect. You absolutely need left and right. Don't let anyone tell you that. Once you start using them, you'll, but the way the jaws lay, they're opposite to each other. And it just allows you to cut one way better than the other. And, your piece, as you're cutting up, that bottom jaw is the piece that like spools off your little thin strips. So you do need left and right tin snips. So let's get set up again over by the vise and we'll curl this top edge. So here's my cobbler's last, I think is the correct name for it. So just see me in the picture, guys, hopefully. So I'm going to start just rolling this edge over. What I have to do is make it transition, from that kind of 45-degree angle that's on the inner part of the frame to the horizontal face. So that's kind of the shape that I'm going for, but all the way along this edge. So sort of see it developing there. So, hey, Steve's just rocked in. You're on film, say hi.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Good. Well, Steve's here, maybe we'll get some work done now.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just about to go and try this on the hood and see how it looks. Here's our new piece of inner structure. Quite a bit of hammering and shaping later to get this a nice fit, which, that's got them pretty close there. So now, now the next step is to actually weld this in. So the first part of that step is welding this lower flange. We'll just put that to one side for a moment. We've got to get that welded here, and then we'll weld the rest in. So part of the trick is that I've got to weld that to that, but I don't want to weld either of those to the outer skin. So what I'm going to do, got a little bit of copper plate, which is basically weld proof, shall we say. And we'll just put that under there. One, it's a little bit of a heat barrier. And also, you can run a bit of heat into there and it won't weld to the copper, it won't stick to the copper. So we've got to get that sitting flush where I want it. Just a little pull that copper. That's enough. That's one splash. Break out the welder. Let the games begin. Try not to block the shot. Once again, there's no picture there, a couple of text, but well. Hold it on slightly, shot video. Just need the whole line up. Keep the line up. Close my eyes. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so that's the idea. The more patient you are getting it just right, you know, that will pay you back. A little bit more out of this, off this flange. Get a little tiny sliver like that, and it just fits nice. There's now going to be, you know, no need for filler to try and blend it out. I left a little bit of paint on that edge, so I'm just going to get that, which I didn't initially see. Well, squeeze this into where you need it. The gap's pretty minimal there. A little bit bigger gap here, but yeah, this is not putting a section in a quarter panel. This is before you light me up about not pulling my visor down on little tacks like that, I just find it easier just to close my eyes. Don't do it too often. Got a little height discrepancy there, so I'm just gonna in here, just work your way along and get everything where you want it. There's like barely the thickness of the sheet metal little edge here. You could just burn it in, fill it with weld, but I'd rather just do that and, you know, have it right. Little overlap here, just about 3/4 of an inch there. That's just not quite trimmed enough, and unfortunately that tends to happen. You get it as close as you can when you're trying to hold one end in place and see how the other end fits, and you know you're going to have, when you actually start welding it in, you're going to run into some discrepancies. I could make that line up, but then this is sticking out here a little further than I'd like. So I'd rather push that in and under. So that just means a little snip there. So then it's a matter of, we're going to have to grind that away, I think. I really like my cordless cut-off wheel for doing little jobs like that. The 110 volt just is too aggressive, just takes too much material away. And that, again, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And that has made all the difference. So let's get a little bit close to my finger there. I'm going to just so you can kind of see where I'm going with that now. Now it's a matter of, welding right through this little V here, and obviously finishing the welding on the top surface there. And that's going to look, the head back in shot, that's going to look like the factory did it, which is, that's what I'm shooting for. So, get the mask on, start welding. So I'm not just going to run one big long bead right down that length, because you're just asking for, you know, for distortion. So I will stitch it, you know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch at a time, run some along here, and then I'm going to jump over to the other side, which I've already made up this piece and the little bottom flange. So that's ready to do what I'm doing here. And I can just jump from one side to the other while letting the heat dissipate. Now, it's fairly warm. It's amazing how hot that, how quickly that gets hot. I didn't think it'd be quite that hot. Yeah, so I guess this is probably where we need to use the fast forward button. So I'll speed this bit up. I'm going to keep welding. Hang in there, guys. Start on this side. Hopefully that helps you view a little bit. Now, I think you can probably see, yeah, this is kicking up a little bit with the heat. The heat's distorting the metal a bit, so it's a matter of working your way along and just pushing it back into place. Now, we've got a couple of little gaps here, but that's really, real world, that's about a 32nd of an inch maybe, which, you know, that's pretty, you know, you can deal with that. You can deal with that. Pretty good. Right. There's probably people going to be saying, you should be wearing gloves. And it's like, yeah, I probably should. You're right. You know, I do get a few little spark burns. But I can feel what I'm doing. Like there's, you know, a tiny disparity here in height. This is slightly higher than here. And you can't feel that with gloves. But you can feel it with your hand. So, reach in here. Do some adjusting. Now it's absolutely flush. When I get that close, I'm gonna use something other than my finger to hold it in place. Is that side done? Carry on over here. Okay, so we're getting a little closer, pretty close. It needs to cool down a little bit again. And I'm going to break out the grind and start hitting this. that is done. So, finish welding on the other side. Just a few more inches and we'll have this thing wrapped up. It's kind of nice because it's a fairly hot day for welding. A little bit of grinding and we put this puppy to bed. Okay, get this off the tripod and give you guys a closer look. It's all done. Got everything ground off nice, given it some metal prep treatment. So yeah, it looks, I think 95% factory. I mean, we're going to smooth these little, you can't get in there and grind all this out, and it needs a radius in here anyway. So we'll just do like a finger wipe of filler through here, smooth out that, so that weld disappears. Smooth out any little imperfections in here, which there's a couple of little minor things, but that's come up pretty nice and it looks very much factory. This is a Coyote Cougar hood as they made for the limited edition Canadian models. Well, not that they had Coyotes in '67, but any that's what a used car salesman will tell you. So yeah, there you go. It is a bit of work. It is a bit of work, but the finished result, it just finishes everything. Now it just looks like it should be like that. You're not going to be feeling bad when you open the hood and go, I know that looks rough, but there's none of that. It's just like you open the hood, it looks as nice underneath as it does on top, and for me, that's how it should be. That's not how everybody works. Some people love rat rods. This is what floats my boat. I like doing this, making it look like it was meant to be like that. So yeah, job done. It's another one off the list on this car. Now we've got to throw it back on, get the hood scoop sorted out, and we'll be good to go. All right, we'll see you on the next one, guys.